I was disappointed whenever I first saw Marisa's stats, but then as I got to know her a little bit better, her personality, her likes, her dislikes, I've grown quite attached to her, actually. We've got some interesting units in the past whenever we've been going into these Tempest Trials, and so whenever we saw Marisa there, everybody was really excited at first, and then her stat line came out, and then no one was excited. But that's wrong. You should be very excited. Let's get to this build. Let's check her digits. Good speed, terrible attack. What are you doing? You're supposed to be killing people, am I right? Although that hit points total, ooh, that's nice. That's a hit point total that rivals a lot of armor users, especially anymore. Let's go ahead and take a look at what she swings with. She comes with a Wu Dao. Well, that's pretty cool. I like that. If you're already looking ahead, yes, Infantry Pulse. So at the very least, you got yourself some good Infantry Pulse fodder. By good, I mean just 2 of them. So, hey, that's a thing. HP and defense static bonus is her A slot. It's pretty decent, actually, on her. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the builds. In this first build here, we have 2 different budget builds for you that I'm going to be talking about that I'm pretty excited about. This first budget build incorporates a little trick that I learned with it. She has so many hit points, especially once you refine her weapon. Holy cow, if you do refine her weapon, her hit point total is wonderful. But even if you don't, she has so many hit points with her default kit that you can do some really, really neat abusive things with Reciprocal Aid and Escape Route. Now, Escape Route lets you just teleport away whenever your hit points are low, adjacent to another ally of yours. That's wonderful, because then you have so many hit points that you could just give away all your hit points to somebody if you want, and then take a little bit back in return. Then if you can either do that prior to defending somebody, and then just completely heal somebody up. There's very few people who aren't going to be completely healed up at this point in time, practically. And then on the other side, you could go ahead and take a hit, and then you could warp to somebody else and give them a few extra hit points because, you know, your 50% is a bit higher than other people's 50%, so maybe you'll be able to leverage that. That part's not as exciting, and it doesn't necessarily suit her super well unless her special is charged up, but otherwise that is actually something that you can do with her. The next build, if you don't want to do that cute trick, this next one actually has wonderful, wonderful, wonderful scores associated with it. And I want to go ahead and talk about these scores now, because this is what differentiates her between the other 2 Wu Dao users. First of all, the rating system. Here we're displaying the Duelist. Now, Duelist is her ability to trade blows back and forth. The Wall is just her ability to be punched in the face, and that's an okay-ish score. It shows that she can stand up against what you would think she'd be able to, and not against what you wouldn't think she'd be able to. So, you know, reality's not broken there, but her Duelist rating is really good, and this is what differentiates her from the other 2 Wu Dao users. Now, if you talk about Karel, he's one that likes to get punched in the face and then have that huge retaliatory attack, and that's where it comes for him. Whenever you look at Athena, it's ladies first. She wants to get in there and do that hit, and then hopefully be okay. She'll get double tapped, but she wants to have that double tap. That's why she has Sturdy Blow as her default kit option. Looking at Marisa, it looks like you want her to, and you do want her to initiate first. It is still ladies first thing. However, where she really shines is the fact that she can then go another whole round. Like, she could just round 2 it and keep going. Because of her hit point total, because of her nice stat spread, I mean, she can even take hits from some units that she probably really shouldn't be able to, at least if they're not built optimally. And that is where this particular build really shines. Just the simple addition of Seal Attack is beautiful. It keeps her alive, it keeps her around, and it lets her do that extra retaliation. She could just wall off a section for a while, as long as you're initiating on the enemy on her turns. She's going to be standing a lot of the time. Now, she has Moonbow instead of Glimmer here. She does not have enough umph in her attack score in order to use Glimmer. Now, if you buff her out a lot, she still doesn't have enough to use Glimmer. Her attack score is just way too low. Don't even focus on it. Just give her Moonbow. That's going to give her a lot more return on dividends. It's going to really make her shine. So if you're sad and if this is your waifu, what do you do with her? Well, I hope you have some of that premium fodder around, because this next build is very, very expensive. And I'm sorry, but we're talking about Moonbow, Brazen Attack and Defense, not Speed, Defense, and then you go ahead and give her Wrath. Now, technically, you could get more mileage on paper in the B slot, but I have a reason for this one being here, because Seal Attack actually performs better on paper than what Wrath does, but Wrath is going to really help us out later on, especially depending on what Seal we pick. Let's go ahead and talk about Seals real quick since we see this build here. Obviously, she still has a lot of hit points, not as much as the previous one because we got rid of the hit point buff that she had in the A slot, but Panic Ploy is still a great seal option for her right now. Another one is Brash Assault. If you're going to be using Brazen Assault, Brazen Attack, you might as well go ahead and just use Brash Assault as well in the B slot, and you don't want to get rid of Wrath. You need to have that extra pop of damage. But the real benefit of this is once she gets down low, she can charge up her special, and initiating on a lot of units with Brazen Assault and having her special go off is just incredible. And being able to kite the enemy and then go into them so that you could have it charged, that's what you need to do. That's what's going to keep her in your arena team for longer, killing all kinds of things. That is where you want to be. There's a couple other B slot skills you could do that are sort of okay to substitute in and out here, but basically I've mentioned the two best ones for her already in this video, Wrath and then Seal Attack. Now you really want to refine her Wu Dao with plus speed. This is going to be good because now she'll be able to ensure to get that double tap on enough people after she's gotten hit to be able to fire off her special. But the other big thing here is it slows down the number of people that can double her. And that's actually more important because she can otherwise endure the test of time. If you give her the benefit there to be able to make sure that she can stand up, that's what's going to help you. And as a matter of fact, it's that reason, this extra speed from the Wu Dao enhancement, that's where you're getting the most bang for your buck from. So you'll be able to actually use defense altering buffs, defense altering passives in her build. Let's go to the obituaries and the DPT. The DPT is Deltran's PvP threats. It's a curated list that I make. Link down in the doobly-doo to see who's a part of it. His record's not really that great. And I'm sorry. But the thing here is that she is still, on initiation, she's still standing, and on retaliation, whenever she's being initiated on, she's not falling to tons of people. A lot of souped up builds, which is what the DPT is filled up with. A lot of souped up builds that are just have a red number are against her. Otherwise, she's standing. She is enduring all of this fire. And so that's where her benefit comes. It's actually in the second round. The DPT really is just a simple wins and losses for initiation and being initiated on out of how many of her units are in the DPT. Right now it's 38. And so the score doesn't really look that good. But if you do look at a second round, she starts taking care of more than half of the field at this point in time whenever she actually is powered up. It is a wonderful spread. She has that kind of endurance. If you have a healer on the field, then really she could take care of pretty much any non-blue nuking blue mage, or even just really bulky blue fighter on the field. It's I don't know why I was against her so much at first. I feel really stupid for looking at her and feeling appalled that this was the free thing that they were giving us. She's wonderful. I'm going to be fielding her quite a lot. Now I understand that this does not really come very easily to a lot of people, so let me go ahead and discuss a couple other alternatives. If you don't want to have the HP defense in the front slot, if you're running the Brash Assault build, you could go ahead and do something like Defiant Speed. Yes, I know I said attack and defense for the Brazen Attack, and then I said let's go ahead and do Defiant Speed. It works out, trust me. This is all assuming. So whenever you use this, you'll be able to leverage that low hit point total threshold, and you're still going to get a heck of a lot of kills. It is crazy how many kills you're still going to get. If you don't want to have Wrath in the B slot, then just go ahead and go with that Seal Attack. As I mentioned before, it's going to keep her on the field for a long time, and she just has that endurance. It is incredible. You will be surprised how much endurance she really has. So that's my take. What's yours? Please let me know down in the comments. Are you excited for Marisa, or are you not so much? And do me a favor, if you like your Fire Emblem information hot and fresh like Grandma's cookies, hit that subscribe button. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. And until next time, take it easy.